Bukal. Okay na. Okay
Hello,
na.
Your Honor, I'm on board.
Director Bukal, in the last hearing, you consistently denied having reviewed the plans of the Lam-An housing project, including the contractor's billings and progress of work, because you are on a post-audit basis. Is that correct?
Right, Your Honor. That's precise, Your Honor.
So wala po kayong na-review mga plano kahit ano, di ba?
For the plans, Your Honor, it will be our technical people that will make the review, Your Honor. Our technical personnel.
Oo nga, pero future tense pa yon. Parang wala pa kayong na-review. Yun ang pagkakaintindi namin ng lahat.
For now, Your Honor, according to our technical personnel, they could not push through with the review absent this, they call this the ASDA, Your Honor, the detailed, let me read, Your Honor, the one that they required. We submitted this report already, Your Honor. I think the committee was furnished several times already. And per our engineer's evaluation, Your Honor, we need the SDE, the structural design analysis, and which as of now, as I called Engineer Montesa, this document still was not provided them, that they could not complete their technical evaluation.
Who is supposed to provide you all the information you need?
It's the management of DPWH, Your Honor, because DPWH is the implementing agency.
Mr. Bukal, are you familiar with COA circular number 2009-001 dated February 12, 2009?
No. Because of the many circulars, Your Honor, I cannot exactly remember what exactly is that circular about.
Okay, I will inform you about this. Clause 3.11 of this circular mandates that the government who proposed the project will furnish a copy of the contract and all documents forming part thereof. So I assume that you were given already, because we're talking here of 5 days from the execution of the contract. And this contract, I think, was already executed in 2019. Are you saying that you were not given by the DPWH of the corresponding copies of the contract and the documents that come with it? Hindi kayo binigyan? 5 days lang po ang sinasabi ni COA circular, Mr. Auditor. What is your answer? Mr. Chair, the auditor keeps on nodding, but I cannot hear him.
Hello, Director Bukal, you're in mute. Please. There.
Yes, Your Honor. Hello, Your Honor. Can I be heard? Am I heard, Your Honor?
Yes. I was asking you because under this circular, the proponent of the project within 5 days must give you all the copies of the contract and the supporting documents.
Exactly, Your Honor. That's right.
From the execution of the contract. Are you saying that you were not given by the DPWH of all these documents?
We're given, Your Honor, 5 days from perfection of the contract.
Kanina sinasabi mo,
already, Your Honor.
Kanina sinasabi mo hindi pa kayo nabigyan. Ngayon sinasabi mo
no, I did not see we did not receive, Your Honor. What I said, Your Honor, is because of the many circulars that our commission was issuing, I could not exactly remember, but now I know, Your Honor, that you're referring to that circular about submission of contracts to the Office of the Auditor within 5 days, and it's from perfection, Your Honor. And
kaya nga,
it is from execution also.
Ngayon, alam mo na nabigyan pala kayo 5 days prior to the execution of the contract.
Within 5 days, Your Honor, from perfection.
Kaya nga, bakit nung nakaraang hearing, sabi mo, wala ka pang ni-review at hindi mo pa alam dahil wala kayong na-review na plano?
No,
Ngayon,
Your Honor. What we did not receive, Your Honor, are the vouchers because, as I said, Your Honor, we're on post-payment audit basis. We received the contracts, Your Honor. In fact, I said that our auditors are not lawyers. I said things like that, Your Honor. They are not lawyers, that they are not bound to know the legal infirmities of the contract. And it is presumed that they're doing well in their job. that in their opinion, the contracts, I'm referring to contracts, Your Honor, because there are two contracts here. The contracts are above board in accordance with law and regulations, that it is for us in the region that will exactly determine the infirmities, if any, in the contracts.
Mr. Auditor, nung nakaraang hearing, you were saying that you were not in a position to review the contracts. Sinabi mo yon. Ngayon, sinasabi mo na naman,
Review on the technical aspect, Your Honor.
mo na naman.
No, Your Honor. I said that we are not in the position to review the contracts on the technical aspect, considering that we're not engineers, but our engineers did already the initial review, but which they could not post through with the review, Your Honor, because of the lack of this structural design analysis, which until now, as I called our engineer, these documents are not yet provided, Your Honor.
Mr. Auditor, alam mo ba na in that circular, more particularly under 3.14, the auditor shall review the contract within a period from 5 to 20 working days only?
They did it, Your Honor, our auditors, Your Honor. And because they did it already, they reviewed already, they forwarded the contracts to us for technical review on the technical aspects of the contracts, Your Honor.
O bakit yung tinatanong kita in the last hearing? Tinatanong kita whether or not you were able to examine and evaluate whether or not the area over which those projects have been built ay private land o hindi. Eh sabi mo, wala ka sa posisyon because you have not reviewed the contracts were not given to you. Ngayon, you are saying another matter. Ang sinasabi mo ngayon, baligtad na naman. Ano ba
No,
talaga?
it's not another matter, Your Honor. I would like to clarify with you, Your Honor, that when we say we have to...
Mr. Auditor, bago kayo sumagot, intindihin nyo yung tinatanong. In the last hearing, nung tinatanong namin kayo, kung na-review ninyo yung mga plano at kung alam ninyo if you knew that those buildings were built on a private lands, ang sagot mo nung nakaraang hearing, hindi mo alam because the plans are not yet with you.
Your Honor, that was not my answer, Your Honor. My answer was that this issues about ownership of the land is not within our competence to say, Your Honor, because it is pending in the court. It's for the court, Your Honor, to say whether the demolition, whether the acquisition of the lot is proper.
Are you saying that the COA is not in a position to see to it that the area over which the buildings were built is not within your jurisdiction to examine?
Based on the documents, Your Honor, based on the contracts that were submitted to us, we have no way of knowing that, Your Honor, because it's not an item, even in the technical review of the contract, that a demolition is not included as a P item in the contract, Your Honor.
Alam mo ba, Director, na there are at least 20 checklists that must be submitted depending on the complexity of the project. For example, yung checklist A should be submitted to determine the project cost and duration, including demolitions kung meron. And then if the proponent will make a cost variation and the project accomplishment, nandyan lahat eh.
Yes, about demolition, Your Honor.
F, G, N, and O.
If I may reiterate, Your Honor, that demolition cost is not a P item in the contract, Your Honor. That's why we will not know.
Pero ang sinasabi natin, I have been very candid with you during the last hearing, asking you whether you have reviewed the plans, because under this circular, you are also responsible in looking at every aspect, maski na yung equipment rental, equipment procurement, equipment lease, are all within the responsibility under this circular. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo, kung meron kayong nagawa para ni-review ninyo yung project. Pero ang sinabi mo sa akin during the last hearing, ay wala pa kayong nire-review because you were on a post-audit basis. Yun lang mga sinabi mo eh.
Your Honor, we received the contracts, and according to our auditors, the contracts are above board, valid and proper. That's why we referred it to our technical people, to our technical engineers, and our technical engineers could not, as of now, uh, push through with their technical evaluation because of the absence of this structural design analysis, Your Honor. And may I repeat, Your Honor, that demolition cost not being a PI team, we will not know, Your Honor, about any demolition happening in the area.
Na-review ninyo yung contract. What was the report to you by your detailed officers reviewing the contract? What feedback did you get?
The ones reviewing, Your Honor, are our auditors, and according to their evaluation, the contracts are proper, legally, and auditorially. Because on two
Okay.
aspects, Your Honor, that they're going to assure us whether there is no defect in the contracts on the auditorial and legal aspects. And so far, according to them, Your Honor, there are none. So that we refer the contracts to our technical engineers for the ensuing technical evaluation of the project, Your Honor, in which, may I repeat again, Your Honor, that this technical evaluation could not be pushed through because of the lack of the structural design analysis, Your Honor. And I called, Your Honor, this morning, our engineers, still this document was not submitted, Your Honor. Could not be submitted. I don't know the reason, Your Honor.
So what happened with the phase one? It was originally a building with 4 floors. Pagkatapos they changed the specification, ginawa nilang second floor. Anong sabi ng office ninyo doon?
It's for our engineers to say on that, Your Honor, to comment on that. But again, Your Honor, they are requesting for the submission of this structural design analysis. And maybe after having this document, that document, Your Honor, we can answer your question, Your Honor.
Okay.
But for now, it is premature for us to answer on that, Your Honor.
And then you will make a promise that all these documents that are being asked by our chairman will be submitted on time because we are going to prepare a committee report in due time.
We submitted, Your Honor, we call it, Your Honor, our updated, it's me proposing to instead submit to you an updated version of our position paper because under COA Circular 2013-006, these reports could not simply be requested except if by subpoena do sistecum, Your Honor, that you will issue us. But it will take time, so that I said that instead of these reports by our auditors to be transmitted to you, to this committee, it will be an updated version. Anyway, this updated version of our position paper will contain the initial evaluation report of our auditors, Your Honor, and even on the technical aspect.
At the very least, Mr. Auditor, this committee anticipates that you
Your Honor, for a while,
sandali lang, pakinggan mo muna. Pakinggan mo muna ako.
may I apprise you, Your Honor, that I'm not really the one actually auditing, Your Honor. I'm the regional director of Commission on Audit Region 10, Your Honor. So that the ones who has the first-hand information on these contracts, they are the auditors, Your Honor. But in my opinion, Your Honor, I have the sufficient knowledge also, Your Honor, because I've been reviewing their reports, their evaluation, and I fully understand the content of the reports, Your Honor.
Mr. Regional Director, at the very least, this committee anticipates your report, including those refers to annexes A, which is a checklist. You understand this because there are several checklists.
Yes, Your Honor.
The report and the evaluation of a project. So all the reports, we at the very least, or at the minimum, we are anticipating that checklist A, B, C, F, G, N, O will be submitted to the committee for our appreciation, Mr. Regional Director.
Except that, Your Honor, for technical aspects, if this structural design analysis could not be provided us, then those annexes that you're referring to, Your Honor, may not also be possible to be submitted to your good office, Your Honor.
They will be provided because they will be violating 3.11 of circular number 2009-001 if they will not provide you all the documents.
I'm optimistic, Your Honor, they will provide it. We're just giving them ample time also, Your Honor.
Okay, you are through now.